Thank you for tuning in to TalkWad.com, the world's fastest growing internet radio network. Please check out all the other great shows on www.talkwad.com.
On Adam, you always cut it off. Being my favorite part. Anyways, this is Papa and Nene in another webisode of Ain't That Some Shh? And what topic should we have today?
Mm, let's talk about life.
Okay.
Things that you deal with that just totally is just totally some shit. Like for instance, you have a friend that you've been knowing for a long time. They call you up on the phone, tell you some stupid stuff, and then they like crazy because they telling y'all this crazy stuff, and then they know that it's their fault. The reason why you talking to them, then they have all the nerves in the world until you don't call them back no more. You ever had a friend like that, or you thought it was your friend, and they just tell you, hey, I just decided, hey, I think that's enough is enough, and let's just go on.
I usually cut it off before it, like when it start getting to that point. I usually cut it off before then. That doesn't sound like a friend at all. That sounds like it's somebody that they're just there for
For
the
the
ride.
ride,
Yeah,
for the ride,
like
for
they there for what they could get out of you. That don't sound like a friend. Not to me.
mm-hmm. Shout out to your bro, Carlos. Carlos, if you listening, if you happen to find the phone number is 727-493-2055. Topic tonight: the friend you thought you had, and you got caught up in they BS, which is a lot of ain't that some. You know what? Um, excuse me. You got a lot of people out there that they always looking for something, and the something they looking for is for you more to be given than them. And then when you ask them to give, you ever had a friend like that? You always giving, 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 then the shoe turns back on the other foot. And when the shoe turn back on the other foot, they don't do unto you as you done unto them. So then that puts you in the category of saying, you know what? It's about time for me to cut loose from this craziness. Because that's what that is. That's some crazy stuff right there.
Well, to me, fake friends are like vegetables coated with cyanide because they might look healthy. Well, cyanide is poison. They might look healthy, but you realize that they're not good for you because vegetables are supposed to be good for you, but obviously if it's coated in poison, it's not good for you. And that's the way I look at fake friends. Fake friends are people that they might look like a friend, but upon closer inspection, they're worse than the enemy. Well, they are enemy, but an enemy who reveals themselves to be an enemy is less dangerous than a fake friend to me because it again like if you I'm not sure what you the background, the feed in the background. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like you're not gonna take poison if somebody handed it to you, but if somebody gives you something with poison in it, they can trick you, and that's the way I look at fake friends, you know. Or maybe bandwagon friends might be the better word for it. When everything's going well for you, when everything's going good, they stick around for you, and then as soon as you start hitting hard times, that's when
You got
they
some
they leave you.
to talk about Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the reason why I call them bandwagon friends is because it's like kind of like a bandwagon fan who support a team when they successful, except they do that with people instead of with teams. And you know that with all the negativity that's already going around, and with all the issues that we face from day to day, that's one less issue for people to have to deal with. I think that's something. If you got people like that in your life, the best thing to do is to cut it off. You don't want to have toxic attachments, because it's gonna take more away from you than it'll give to you. You're gonna I mean, there's too much to really squander your life over foolishness. There's nothing in the long run. Nothing good comes out of dealing with people like that. The less interaction you can have with those types of people, the better. And I know we've already gotten started, but I like to give a few shout outs. I like to give a shout out to Frodo from, is it Nerdorama? I believe Nerdorama. Um I like to also give a few shout outs to the How Did We Get Here show, and Insight, and the Sports Bar, and Talking Sports with CJ. Those are a few of the shows, and of course, the CEO Nolan Ray. Check out on talkwalk.com, and you'll be able to get check out a lot of the great shows on the network. That's what we're all about, networking, and it's an opportunity. Um, you know, it seems to me like, um with all the there's like so much to celebrate. Like, you have all these holidays, and then like when you have like nasty people around you, that takes away your joy. It takes away your desire to celebrate, and it takes away from life. I think that there should be more to life than dealing with phony people. At least, like I said, at least an enemy, some enemies, they're gonna let they don't like you. That's better than somebody who is just trying to exploit you and don't like you all along. You know what I mean? That's pretty two face it. But there's people like that. We just want to make sure we don't be that way. But yeah, those people exist. They're out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of had a thought the other day, with all the holidays, like especially in February, January, like if you could create your own holiday with your own customs, like what would it be like if you could have a holiday that would be nationally celebrated? Like what would be that holiday? And I thought about, like, if we had a day where, like, how we have Christmas and we have all these other holidays where we spend all this money, and we talk about, or you'll hear people talk about goodwill towards each other and stuff. But what if we actually had a holiday where, for one day, like, and this is all voluntarily, we take the money that we might have spent on maybe candy, flowers, all that stuff, and presents and stuff. And what if we took one day, we took that money, and this is all voluntary donations, and we use that to see how much money we could raise for some of the homeless and some of the needy people within our communities and stuff. I wonder how many people we could feed and help out just for that one day if we actually had a holiday like that. I mean, that might be something interesting. But if anybody's listening out there, the phone number is area code 727 493 2055 to call in to Ain't That Some Show. What's on your mind, Nene?
Mm, um, what's on my mind is Not too much or nothing with, just being able to try to get callers, see if there's anybody even listening on the air because, you come week after week and, you want to be encouraged to keep the flow. But it just seemed like, and you want to, somebody, I mean, we had what, two callers and we've been on the air for what? Uh,
I don't know. I think we've had we've had a few callers. We had over the time, but the thing about it though, we have to we want to give our callers a reason, to call. Like we have to give. I don't know. I mean, if people call, we appreciate your calls. Um, we just I think for now, I think we want to focus mainly on the topic. We want to focus on the
you asked me what
content.
was on my mind. That was what was on my
Oh,
mind.
yeah, because like for things like that, in order to get that's funny.
Oh, am I on the air?
Hi,
Hey, how
caller,
you
you on
doing?
there?
Hey, caller, how are you tonight?
Doing well, doing well. I was just listening to your show and I heard about the what was it you guys were talking about? Your own personal holiday or a
Yeah.
holiday you
What
create on yourself?
if you could create a holiday, what would you create?
I would create a holiday where you didn't buy presents for people that they're going to throw away or forget about or trade or take back to the store.
Hmm.
I was thinking about a holiday where you can buy yourself a present.
Oh, okay. What would you call it?
I don't know, maybe some sort of like Jewish Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that sounds like that can be interesting.
I
You
think it'd be. I think we could market it.
quite possibly. You ever thought of a holiday soundtrack for that? The type of songs?
Um, how about like Wu-Tang Cream?
Cash runs everything around me, huh?
That's right.
That's good though, cause, and that would be a good holiday because people are so used to just being able to just get everything, and they look forward, like Valentine's Day. These are all days where you just have to give stuff, and it'd be good if you could just sit there and just have a conversation with someone that you want to kick it with, or spend that special day, and you don't have to give them nothing, just time, her time and your time and their time. And you'd be like, wow, this was really good. We didn't have to give each other anything. We spent a lot of time together and just chill. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Yep.
It's real good. I like that.
And I think that right there is more than anything that you can give, because in the conversation with you and the ill individual, you could just get together and just create your own holiday and say, hey, we just going to do this, if it's nothing but one day out of the month, one day out of the year, or whatever. And then it'll just grow, from one to groups. And that's beautiful, because in that way nobody won't be like, oh man, I don't like what he gave me, or this and that. You Each one is bringing something to the table that you can talk about or that you can do or enjoy together.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
sounds good
And it's
actually.
a form of self-love too, because you get to buy something for yourself that maybe you felt guilty buying for yourself just on a regular one Monday, Tuesday, whatever.
Right.
You have an excuse.
Yep. And
You
plus,
have an excuse to buy yourself a gift.
a lot of these holidays are just they seem like marketing ploys. A lot of these holidays that we have just seem like marketing ploys just to get, to exploit people's selfish indulgences anyways. It's just that instead of buying for themselves, it's what somebody else gonna buy me. So at least if you're buying it for yourself, it's your money. You know what I mean? Like if somebody else is buying it for you, because I mean, think about that. When when we're trained as little children, we're thinking, I mean, first of all, we're lied to about Santa Claus. But if anybody's on the air, I'm sorry to burst your bubble if anybody's listening, but and then it's basically like it just appeals to uh our urges for self gratification. And it's like, at least if we're buying for ourselves, we're not pretending, uh, because like you hear people say, it's the season to be giving, but in reality, a lot of people are thinking it's the season to be getting. At least that's
So,
the way I feel about it.
of course, I feel the same way, and I think it's like, let me just break it down like this. One Christmas I asked for a Blu-ray player, and I wasn't expecting the top-of-the-line Sony product or the top-of-the-line Panasonic. I was just hoping for a good, decent one. And a family picked one for me, and I was grateful. I was fortunate to get it, and I don't want to pan them about it, but it was like the lowest brand. It wasn't even a name brand. It was something called Dynex or some stupid crap like that.
Mm.
Do they still
And the thing
exist?
broke within a month.
Dang.
Yep. So it was a useless gift. I would have rather had the $45 that they had
Dang,
spent on it.
I've used toilet paper that lasts longer than that, man. A
I know.
month? Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez,
So, yeah,
Willard, you just made it feel so much better.
Oh. so, oh. Yeah, man, that's yeah, I agree with you on that. That could be a good holiday too. Between that one, and I think the other one, that I thought of would probably be for good intent, but that holiday would be a day just for ourselves to it would be almost like a second birthday.
That's true. Well, hey, man, it was great calling into the show. You guys keep up the good work, and look forward to listening to you next week.
Thank
And we
you.
look forward to having you. We appreciate the call.
And
All
you
right,
have a
y'all take
wonderful
care.
night, okay?
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care.
That was cool.
And for the if anybody's listening, for anybody who wants to call in, that area code will be 727, and it'll be 493-2055. That calling number again is 727-493-2055, and we appreciate that caller. And what do you think about that? You think that would be a pretty decent holiday idea? Because a lot of times people are looking, what they're looking at you like with the fake friends, for instance. They want to know what you can do for them. But if you're doing something for yourself, can anybody really try to put you to shame for doing for yourself anyways? Because it's yourself. It's your own effort. You're putting forth your own effort. It's your own work. So it's like you're rewarding yourself for your own effort.
I think the gratification of that is that, that's just like, it's good, but, if you're an individual that a giver, cause, everybody is not a taker,
Hmm.
you know. If you're a giver and people appreciate you giving, and you give them your time, or you give them some things that where it's not involved with merchandise or something like that, then that's a good thing, because basically sometimes a smile for someone that's having a really bad day is good. A smile is really, really good for that individual. Or if you're running by and you say hello to them and nobody have spoke to them all day, it's just so much that you can do personally that you don't have to give as a gift. Just being there for someone, or just doing something for someone without spending money. If you seen someone going in upstairs with grocery and you're like, hey, let me give you a hand, you don't know what kind of day that would make that individual. Or if you just sitting there in the park and you see kids, or you see someone and you just take the time to do something with them, or push them on the swing if it's okay with the mom or the dad, or just be genuine. I think that's the key thing right there, to be genuine with others as well as yourself, and take time for yourself. Take that day, take that moment, take time out of every day and do something for yourself. And then what you do to yourself would always show, because you never know who's watching you.
When you were when you were talking about giving to people without necessarily giving material things, that actually made me uh have a memory of when I was in kindergarten. There was a time where I was with my class, and I turned to go like get a ball. Like I was looking for a ball for some me and some of my classmates to play with, but they had left and I didn't see them. So I went back the way I knew. I actually was lost, and one of the older students, I think a fourth or a fifth grader, they helped me find my teacher, back in the classroom and explain what was going on. And then that that older student actually took the time to show me um like what to go, and they helped me to find my class because they knew who my PE teacher was and everything. And you talking about that, they didn't like physically give me anything, but they did give me their time. And I don't remember, I don't obviously remember who this person was. I don't remember what their name was, but I remember what they did. And I was 6 years old. So, sometimes you're right. Like some of the things, like if you ask me what I got for Christmas when I was 6 years old, I might not remember that. But I can remember when somebody took the time, somebody I didn't even know, they took the time to do that. So you actually bringing that up brought that memory back, and I guess that did make a lasting impact on me.
And we're really happy that the caller took the time out to call into the show as well, because it makes us feel good that there's listeners out there, and that you can call in and give your side of what you feel and what you think of some of the topics that we're talking about. And we appreciate that. So don't be shy, because there's no wrong right answer. It's just what you feel and think. And who knows, it could be something to help someone else that are listening to the show, or someone just tuning in. And every topic that we talk about, we try to make sure that it's a topic that someone can get involved with and someone that can talk about. So it's just that it's just so much radio shows out there, and they do so many different things. And we want to be different. We want to be different, but yet we want to be able to bring something to the table that people can call in and voice their opinion on. Excuse me.
It's something on my mind. I'm just trying to retrieve it. It just captured it. I have two memories, but it's one that I want to. If I can't remember, is it even that important of a memory? It'll probably come back to me. I just need to see something that'll trigger that memory. It was right on the tip of my tongue too. Something that happened. Darn, can't remember it though. I just need some time to think it through. Um, what was it? What was it?
Well, again, while you thinking about that, we want to make sure that we give a shout out to George, the mechanic over in Newport Richie, and also for his daytime job at the National Car Center on US 19 in Dunedin, George. He's a really good friend. He really knows what he's doing. He rebuild cars, and he's there for you. Make sure you mention Papa and Nancy. Papa the Mustang, Nancy with the red Chevy truck. That's been
Oh,
pushing for a while, and we appreciate you, George, and we're giving you a shout out and letting people know that you're a good guy, and you'll take care of him. So shout out to George. Also, we want to give another shout out to Tom over in Orlando. We appreciate you, Tom, and he's a good spiritual advisor. I don't know if you can say spiritual advisor, but he you take the time out with you, talk to you, and listen to some of the problems that you're going through. Make sure if you happen to want someone to talk to or someone to get advice by, and just tell them some things that you're going through. Um, Tom is a really good guy. So we got his number so that you call. And like I said, he's over in Orlando. For those who are listening, um, he asked us to, if we also can mention his name on the show. His phone number is 407-690-3319. You just tell him that Papa and Nancy over in Clearwater area, that we gave him a shout out and said that he's good to go for someone that you want to talk to, someone to share information with, and we appreciate him. He's been like a godfather to so many people, and done so many things with them. So we'll give a shout out to him.
I remember. I remember now. Cause you mentioned the car. Remember how hard it was for me to get my license at first, like to get my driver's license.
Cause you didn't know how to drive, yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be the reason. But before I had
Not really. The reason a lot of people can't pass the test, you passed the test, you just couldn't drive.
yeah, well, tests are easy,
Mm.
but the thing about it was when I was getting my permit, when I was first getting my permit now, before I even took the test, and I remember who this guy is too. He's actually a professional football player now, so I'm not gonna name who he is because I'm not gonna name drop, but I do appreciate what he did for me. When he saw me studying, I was just sitting. I think I was a freshman. I was just sitting, studying, trying to get the information for the permit. And he came where I was, and saw that I was studying, and he helped walk me through some things. And of course, I ended up passing the test. I probably would have still passed the test, but he made it a lot easier than it would have than it would have been if I tried to study on my own. So you know, he probably don't remember that was. I mean, that was a nice another situation where somebody didn't actually have to give you anything, but they still did something nice for you, and you remember that you remember those type of things. So that's another situation, and then there's another situation too when I was kind of having issues with a class when I was in high school, and this guy that he didn't even know took the time that I didn't even know he took the time to talk with me, and he told me that I needed to go to class and I needed to finish the work because he told me the importance of an education and stuff, and it was stuff that I already knew, but it was a class that I didn't really want anything to do with. But he took the time and he taught me back into finishing it, and I ended up with an A in that class. But um, so that's another. So that's on three separate occasions that I could think of. Two people I didn't know who they were, and then one person who I do know. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. Um, that actually when they took the time to go out of their way to help me out without having to give me anything. And do you remember one time my car it went out on me, and somebody took the time to they took the time to get out of their car and help me to get my car started. That happened before too. I think that happened on like three occasions. So I mean there's some good people out there. Some real decent.
Again, we want to remember all our troops that's out there making it possible for us to be here tonight. And, we appreciate you. If anybody, I always give a shout out to my friend Loving, the one I met. Maybe if there is someone listening, he was a real good guy. That for the time that I met him, I mean, I didn't get into his personal life, but just the thought that he just went out, fought for, something, came back to nothing, but he kept his head up and he wanted to give up, and he met me, and I was able to help him out. And I just want to say, if just for any crazy coincidence, Loving, if you listening, if you someone listening that knows him, and I really admire the fact that he wasn't afraid to come after being in the war. He said coming back to the country was more than what he endured over in the other country, because like I said, he came back to nothing. His wife left, took his kids, took all his money, and he hitchhiked to Tampa. Someone was bringing him, and it was a sad thing. I tell this story because if someone's listening, maybe their heart would go out and know that it's not always about us. It's always about other people as well. So, the fact of the matter is, he just wanted to check into the hotel. He had a few bad times, and he just wanted to, get a good night's sleep, and they went off it to him, man. It was like, you got to pay whatever. you know, and I told him, I said, man, that's the least I can do. I can go over there. So I went over there and talked to the manager, and it just hurt my heart to know that, they laid on the ground, they got shot at, you know what I mean? All this occurred for them. And the only thing he wanted was a good night's sleep because he hitchhiked to Tampa from wherever he came from. And it meant something. So I made that sacrifice. I gave up something to give him something because he gave up something so that I can be here today. And it doesn't matter what color you are, what sex you are, it's just someone that's out there that's giving up something so that we can have something. And I think that as individuals, if we have an opportunity to meet any of these brave troops, or passing by, to shake their hands or pat them on the back, or just say something to them, man, I appreciate what you did. I appreciate you going over there, and we care about it. So that's why I always want to never forget, our veterans and forget our troops for that doing what they did, and for the ones that did what they did. Shout out to you guys. And then, this economy that we're in, you hear just more sad things on the way over here listening to the news. They're talking about all the people that's going to be laid off from work and whatever. But, my thing of it is that, we got to keep our heads up, and it's hard. It's hard to keep our heads up, and when you really need a friend, like the topic, like we said, when you really need someone there for you, to be there for you, and then at that moment they're really not there, that's when you really can look and seek God and say, you know what, that's that other footprint that's carrying me through, because it hurts you so bad to know that you was there for that friend and you did all that you can, and you was strong for them, and you did it from your heart. You didn't do it for nothing. And I know a lot of people are out there that has that same, thing. And I'm pretty sure when Lovett came back and seen that, the family was gone, his child was gone, I'm sure it was like a pain in his heart that he can't describe to anybody. But, through that pain, you just got to go on. And if I'm saying that to anybody tonight, basically I'm saying you got to go on, And even though sometimes people hurt us and, they say mean things to us, but after the hurt is gone, you just got to hang in there and be strong, and just be careful of the friends that you choose, who choose you as a friend, because sometimes people choose you. You don't choose them, but you try to make that work the best that you can. You know what I mean, Will?
Yeah, I think sometimes too with how hectic life can be when you have the issues with just the day to day, the day to day routine, or um just with other people. I think that sometimes people. I'm pretty sure they can. This resonates with people. They could use a vacation, and that's why it it just it just comes in handy that you happen to have a link to where the people can get uh they can have a vacation for themselves and for the family. Uh, at my FVN, uh, is it .net / Streets of Gold, and tell them more about it. Cause people can use a vacation.
So we bring that up. Yeah. Well, I always tell people you to get an opportunity to get away. We there's some good things out there, and the Family Vacation Network. They're giving people an opportunity to not only have a vacation, but to make money as well. And then you get paid as a paycation instead of vacation. Being able to sign up and enjoying to go different places. If you want more information, go to the FVN,
I think it's my
my
FVN.
FVN at
Is it myfvn.net / Streets of Gold?
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
it.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know the information about the packages, about the nights, the prices and stuff. And I think they can have up to 8 family members to a
You
room.
can get their deluxe rooms, or you can get their regular um rooms. If you check out the website, if you go on the website, um it'll show all the different vacations where you can go to Vegas for $199, 3 days, 4 nights. You just got to pay for your flight. Um, they also have Smoky Mountains. Um, if you go on the website, you could check all that out, and you could see the Family Vacation Network, where they get together and they do fun things together. Once you become a member up under that particular website, Street to Go. Also, if you can't find the website, if you key it in and it doesn't come up, you could also go under the number that you can key in that would give you that information of the Family Vacation Network. And again, it's myfen.net/streets of gold, or you can key in the reference number 10159, and that'll give you access to that website. So, and you can look up, like I said, it's two ways you can make money on vacation, or you can make money signing up for the vacation. You and your family get away to Orlando and have a good time, and just hang out and just do some fun things, because you're not gonna find 3 days and 2 nights for $199. And then if you're interested, you could become a member, and all your families and friends that you invite, or business partners, you'll get a cut from that, and that'll give you a little opportunity so that you can make money and take your as well. Excuse me. So trying to promote that. So because everybody needs a pay vacation, somewhere where you can get away, have fun, and family, and enjoy each other, and be able to do fun things.
I agree. And make sure you don't bring any fake friends with you because they just gonna bring you down. But you know, what do you think is the best remedy from your experiences to fake friends? Is it the authentic friends, or is it something else entirely different altogether?
I think it's just something different altogether. And my my expectation was their expectation. So, to use that word friend wisely, you just got to be careful who you call your friend, or who you think your friend is. You got to really let people prove themselves and find out what they're really there for. If they're really your friend, or if they're really there, to ride out for you or whatever. So, because when you give your all, and you give from, like, I want to say, from your heart, you expect the same back. And when you get in a situation, you expect for that friend to be there, instead of they saying, hey, enough is enough, let me go. But that's when you find out that that really wasn't a friend. So that was just someone that was there buying time, and then when the time ran out, they hit the road. So that's what we're dealing with today. A lot of road runners. It's like the road runner, and what's that cat name?
Um, oh, Sylvester,
The
Sylvester the
road
cat.
runner that always tried to get the cat that
No, no,
always
no,
tried
the
to get
road runner. No, that was the coyote.
yeah, that reminds you of that. They're running with you, and as soon as the coyote come, I mean they're doing what they're doing. As soon as the coyote comes, they hit the road like the road runner. So that's my thought. But yep. And like I said, when you give from your heart, you know, a true friend is going to be there to the end. They're going to be there for you through the good times, the bad times, happy, sad, whether you can give, whether you can receive. That's a true friend. So, anybody listening that needed to hear that, you always can remember that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that a true friend is as valuable or invaluable as a fake friend is toxic. And like you say, we should be careful um who we call friend. We need to be wise about that because I think a lot of things, a lot of terminology is used too loosely. And we just need to be wise about it.
Right. Absolutely right. So, still got time to call in. give you advice on whatever you're going through that you feel like that something that affected you this week that wasn't cool for you. Is the number 727-493-2055. Also check out those people that we've been dealing with. George, good mechanic. um he's there for you. He gives you advice if you ask for it. And like I said, he does race cars. He puts them together, take them apart, and he's just a cool guy. And he has two locations: the national location on US 19, and then in one in Newport Richie. So give George a call if you're having any automobile problems, or if you're looking for a car or whatever. He's a good guy and he'll take care of you. Don't forget about Mr. Tom. Let him know that you heard about him on the internet radio. Call in if someone you're going through, you're having problems, you just want someone to listen, someone to hear what you're saying, and giving you that not so much advice, but just saying that hey, it's gonna be all right, and if you do this or whatever. I find these people, for me, they've been true people. So and hopefully they will continue to be that way. So we just want to make sure that those are some people that, like I said, if you having situations with anything, those are the two people that's been there, and they've been cool about it.
Yeah, that's good. It's always good to have people that you can rely on when you need them most. And for me, I think George is one of those types of people. I mean, of course, it's business, but he charges, I think, reasonable prices, and he doesn't try to beat you out of your money. Um, I, I think I mean, he's good people, and it's always, I think that when you have the right people around you, it helps to put you in a position to succeed or a position to do well. I think that in order to have progress, you have to have the right people in the right place, and if you have the wrong people around you, um, it's going to throw you off. Um, I remember reading something that actually said that a little leaven leavens the whole lump. So, I mean, just a little bit of corruption can mess up everything, even when everything's going well. It don't take it takes a lot of work to do good things, but it doesn't take very much to mess up a good thing. So, and let's see, do we have any before we? Oh, we got a few minutes, but before we go off air, are there any more shout outs that you would like to give?
I want to thank the caller again. We didn't get his name, and we apologize for that. But just want to say thank you for taking the time out to listen to the show and calling into the show. And if you got any friends, tell them about us. Let them know that you know. Most people say, "Well, why did you pick the title?" I mean, we wanted something that'll catch people's eyes because it's so much of stuff going on, and we didn't want to be as blunt, but we wanted to be able to bring comedy into the show, to be able to bring into different topics, poetry, some things that we're looking forward to adding to the show. And these are some of the things that is just average life. It's just average things that you go through, situations. And some people don't express their situation or tell their situation. So once you hear it on the show and you've been going through it, you be like, wow, hey, there's someone else out there that's going through the same thing that I'm going through. And they're talking about it on the internet. So, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that people are aware of and they are not aware of. And, we just want to be able to bring that out and talk about some of those topics. And hopefully, as the show grows, then we'll grow with knowledge and power and being able to express some things that the callers would be able to come and comment on. I mean, call and comment on, you know. And we're looking forward in the future to also have Will and I to have people to come on the show and be a guest. So just other ideas of other things that can grow, because as the show grow, with people that are real and being able to bring something to the table, then that's something that we're really happy with. And like I said, hopefully, whoever was going through or whoever had situation that occurred like our situation, we just hope that, you heard the show tonight and it gave you some insight. And then, maybe later you can call in next week or, give your comments. But life is what it is.
And before we go, I'd like to give another shout out to, and this person knows who they are, to Candy for being sweet. And I mean, it's good to, with all the talk about fake friends, it's good to have the real. I like to give a shout out, and I got to use nicknames because I don't want people.
Yeah, because a name like Candy can't help but be sweet. I'm sure that's how she got the name. I guess it's a her.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
I want to be calling. I don't care how nice one of my male
Homies are. Hey, what's up, Candy Man?
Nah, there you go.
Candy Man,
Yeah, it don't work.
What's up, chocolate? Hey.
But we appreciate everybody for tuning in, and until next time. Any further thoughts?
Until next time, you guys have a wonderful week. Be blessed, and hopefully, whatever you're thinking about, whatever your thoughts are, whatever your opportunities, take them. That's available. Be strong and carry on.
Take care.
Peace out.